Yo, I'm playing with the lighting, so let me know what you think. It's kind of hard to see, maybe. That's okay, there's a nice warmth to it. Hello, my friends. First of all, first and foremost, I want to apologize. I said I was going to be doing a daily video, and yesterday I failed to deliver. I will not make excuses, I will just say I failed to deliver. So the video focus for today is going to be a workshop focus. I'm going to provide first a little introductory statement to kind of catch people up to the process that is unfolding, kind of keep things up to date. A little bit of a summary. I took another big step back today. There was some big developments yesterday, particularly in relationship to some community events and some community organizers, and that's very exciting. And so that adds depth and layers to what we're doing here. So there is a part that is being integrated and added to the framework. The larger movement is being the larger, like overarching, total everything is being labeled something more along the lines of the Unity Renaissance. And the forests of Unity are a part of that Renaissance. So what we are tuning into today, and what we're going to really start digging into, is the Unity Institute and what the work of that looks like. So, my friends, I'm excited. I'm excited to speak to you about that today. I'm excited to really dig into that. And so let's get going. So the name of the title, or the title of the workshop today, is Command Your Essence, Unleashing Your Authentic Power. So this is part of that Unity Institute that I mentioned, and I did a class on this, a workshop on this at my Tuesday coffee at the Tin Rooster. And this is going to be an every Tuesday at the Tin Rooster, and it's this right here is going to be an every Thursday through social media. So they're going to tie in together, and they're going to kind of play off of each other. And we're just going to kind of rinse and repeat this to refine each one as we go along until we really start to dig into the true value of it. So here we go. So that was essentially the introduction. That's pretty cool. Pardon me. So if you've been following along, you know that we've been talking a lot about the seeds of unity and how it all begins with these small actions that we can take. So that is the larger framework, one of the larger frameworks. That is the course that we're talking about within the Unity Institute. This is one of the academies. This is under one of the academies of the Unity Institute, and it's transformational leadership. And under that transformational leadership, one of the programs is micro to macro. And so micro, right, smaller, more focused, macro, larger, more expanded. And it sounds a lot like it starts with me and it's not about me. Think globally, act locally, that kind of way of thinking. So today, we're going to tune into some of what I talked about in the Tuesday workshop at the Tin Rooster, and we're just going to kind of dig into that a little bit more, and I'm going to provide some prompts in this video for people to consider and people to jump into. First thing I want to say is, hey, huge shout out to Sarah Faye Doney. Beautiful human being. She has this protocol called Questify Your Life that I am integrating into the fold of this protocol, and soon I look forward to having unified offerings for everyone. So thank you, Sarah Faye, beautiful human that you are. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it, and what we're going to start with is essence. We're going to start with command your essence, right? So essence. So what is essence? Well, it's your essence is specifically what we're talking about here. Essence is the, well, I guess we can macro it, right? Uh, Essence is, well, it is the essence of something. It is the essential qualities of something. If you were to remove all the, I hear the word chaff, which is, I don't know if you know how knowledgeable you are about this. I will just assume you know nothing and educate, because that's what I'm doing, right? The chaff, when the grain is harvested, the chaff is all the stuff. Well, actually, it's not all the stuff. It's some of the stuff. There's multiple layers to it. It's some of the stuff that we don't use. We don't consume it. We don't. It's not usable really for anything, besides like compost. So it is what is removed in the process of preparing the grain. So the essence of something is minus the chaff. It is the pureness of it, right? You might, for yourself, you might formulate it as something like your soul. You know, it is your authentic self, your expression. You know, people use terms like higher self, you know, actualized version of self, da, 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 da. All of these concepts really point to your essence, who you are on an essential level. So, you know, there's an interesting thing about essence, especially with individuals, although it happens with all systems. Pardon, I gotta pop my neck. It happens with all individuals, with all things, with all parts of systems, is that your essence often gets buried. You know, when you're a kid, you have this like exuberance about certain things, right? And you're just excited about it. And how is that often met? Not normally, but often. Does society often meet that? Well, you know, you know, you know. And the byproduct of how we work with that often is that the essence of people and places and systems, right, is buried. It's buried and it's weakened. The flow of it is weakened. Think of it like a river. That your essence is something that tethers you to something bigger than you. And your essence, the river of you, gets dammed up and it gets covered. Branches, logs fall on top of it, fall in it, and it gets covered and it gets dammed up. And so it doesn't flow. It never goes away. Pardon, sorry. It never goes away, of course. However, it becomes moot. It becomes hidden and yeah, and it doesn't go away. However, it becomes hidden and it doesn't flow. So, you know, a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles down the river, you don't have anything. So if you're not up at the source, man, you know, so when you're far away from who you are, your essence is thin. It's dry. Yeah. So this shows up in a lot of ways, right? We feel drained. We feel unmotivated. We feel unfulfilled. We feel depressed, right? Depression. I've come to see that as I have become intimate with depression, my friends, over the years. And I've come to see depression as deep rest. It is a deep rest from this lie that you have been living, this version of myself that I have been playing out in the world that is not authentic to who I truly am and who my essence is. Okay, so that's our essence, my friend. So, you know, I'd like to prompt you to take this moment, and I'll be quiet for a moment. I want to prompt you to, well, I don't need to be quiet. I'll kind of guide you through this. I want to prompt you to close your eyes for a moment and just sit inside of yourself and take a couple deep breaths. And feel inside of you. And think of a time where you were really excited about something, where you just were lit up. And it could be something that just happened. It could be something when you were a child. And go ahead and follow this. Follow this feeling and the thoughts and the bubbles that show up, all the way back, all the way forward. I said could have been a minute ago, could have been when you were a child. Just tune into that and follow that trail and look at that. And I think you'll find that there's patterns there. So I really want you to just tune into that version of you and just really hold that near and dear. And so that's the seed for this, because that is glimpses into our essence. Again, that river is always there, okay? So this is just taking our cup and dipping it into the water of us so that we can take a sip and remember who we are. Okay, you can open your eyes now. So, one of the things in this, like I mentioned, is that this gets blocked, this gets dammed up, this gets covered. So we got to recognize those blocks. We got to look at them, The first step is awareness. It really is. The first step towards intentional change is awareness, obviously. So, what kind of things hold us back? What kind of things block us? What kind of things, keep us from being that authentic version of ourselves? What kind of things keep us from even looking at that authentic version of ourselves? And I found that it's mostly in the form of stories and belief systems and ideas. That it's a paradigm, essentially, that I have attached myself to and I have attached to me, and that I am then playing out. So, it shows up oftentimes in the shape of things like fear and doubt and insecurity around things like societal expectations, and family expectations and cultural expectations and yada, 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 yada. So, these things can often, like I said, they can often keep us small. They can often keep us from being authentic. And, not just small, right? Because we can be big and be inauthentic in that. Yeah, we can. Just because you're big and grand doesn't mean that you're authentic. In fact, some of the biggest people are hiding things. Now, that's not to say that being authentic doesn't mean you're going to be big, Like, I'm authentic more and more every day. And the more authentic I find myself to be, the more big I am. The more I like, just want to go and, like, speak to everybody and just, like, woo, I'm here, everybody. And I love being like this. It's the more authentic version of me. And I love it. It lights me up. And so that's, that right there, that's one of the biggest indicators of authenticity, is that when you're living authentically, when you're letting that pure, true essence of you shine through, flow through, my friend, that you are powerful. You have power. And it's like, I hear, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. No, that's not true. You will work harder than you've ever worked in your life. If you love what you do and you know who you are and you have your essence harnessed and you're living your authentic life because you're driven, you're committed, because you're determined and you know who you want to be and you're like, I'm going to get it. You'll work harder than you've ever worked. However, those tools, they're going to feel light in your hand, because this is just what it is, because you're here for it. Your sleeves are rolled up and you're ready to go. Okay. So, I want you to take some time when is right for you to go back and kind of think about that. You can take a note on this. You can take a physical note. You can take a mental note and just kind of reflect and review the things that are blocking you, the things that have blocked you, your limiting beliefs, my friend. What are they? Just really, really consider this. Really ask yourself these questions. Don't just like surface level it. Really just sit with yourself and ask yourself these questions. And you know, you don't have to get complicated with it. You can just take a piece of paper and a pen and ask yourself, what is blocking me? How am I blocking myself? There you go, even better. How am I blocking myself from authentic expression of my essence? How am I blocking myself from authentic expression of my essence? And I can almost guarantee it that if you ask yourself that question even just once, something's going to pop up. Write that down. Something's going to pop up. Write that down. Write that down. Or write that down. Just dig into that. Really, truly. Be a champion for yourself. Okay. On that note, be a champion to yourself. You got to take action, my friend. You got to take action. You have to be a leader for yourself. You got to lead yourself. Nobody's going to come and save you, my friend. No one is going to come and save you. You have to save yourself. You have to be the person that you always wished would come and be there for you. You are that person. I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to show up, and I'm going to help. However, I'm not that person. I love you. It's you, though. You feel that? I'm not that person. I'm not. I want to be, and I am not. It's you. I'm going to change the world radically. I'm going to be president. You are the person, though, that is going to do it for you. And that's how I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do it by empowering people to do it for themselves. Because it's not about me. It's about you. It's about that person. It's about that person. It's about everybody. It's about everything. So you got to take action, okay? Small actions are where it starts. The first thing that you can see right in front of you, man. I mean, the first thing. Just like with that piece of paper where you asked yourself that question, what things am I doing to, block myself from authentic expression of my essence? You can ask yourself, what is one thing I can do to remove one of those blocks, to push through one of those blocks? Something will come up. It might seem ridiculous. It might seem ridiculously huge, like, oh my God, I could never do that. It might seem ridiculously small, like wash the dishes. In a different way, maybe even. Give it a try. Give it a try. Do it. You have to take action. Okay. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, my friend. It does happen through small, consistent actions. So, what's one small action you can take? That's another way to put this. Okay. I encourage you to commit to one action. Just take one. That's a good place to start, right? And then you can build on that. It's like the champion's mindset, the hero's mindset, the winner's mindset. You take one action, you gain some momentum, and you do it, 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 and you see the byproduct of that. You see how it affects your life and those around you and your environment, and then you do something else, and you build up, and you build up, and you build up. Next thing you know, you're doing lots of things you didn't think you could do. Wow, look at that. Look at me go. Give it a try, my friend. You're worth it. All right. And in that, pardon me, coffee. That ties us back into micro to macro. As you develop this power for yourself, you start to be able to be more capable to respond in the world to situations in a way that is more positively, proactively effective. You become more responsible. You become a more responsible human being. Isn't that nice? So you lead by example, okay? You lead through your essence. by being an authentic expression of yourself, a pillar of exceptional, extraordinary, unique, authentic expression. You really, first you give people permission to do the same. You invite them to do the same. You empower them to do the same. You encourage them to do the same. You enlighten them. You uplift them to do the same. And you reveal that in them. It's a beautiful thing. So, you know, my friend, I want to tell you that authentic leadership, it's all about you. It's not that you're narcissistic. No, it's that you are, and it's not selfish. It's self-centered. And that's not a bad thing. We gotta stop being a victim. All right? Stop it. Stop thinking about this like that. Okay? Yeah, sure. There are people out there who do these awful things in that regard. Okay. So don't be a victim to them. Be discerning. See them for what they are and don't welcome them into your life. Set boundaries. Okay? And then move on. Move on. Okay? So be self-centered. Focus on you. Focus on being the best version of you that you can be. You can't control anybody else. Why would you want to? Okay? You know, don't condemn and don't condone. Don't tolerate. Just be the best version of you. Just be the best version of you. Okay? Reach across the aisle and love the people where they're at. Even if that means that they got to stay over there because you know it's not good for you. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So here's my challenge for you, my friend. Lead through your essence. Become your unique version of you. Step into that essence. Step into that power. Step into that. Embrace it and run with it. You're worth it. It's worth it. I love you. I really do. I mean, I like you. I keep saying that. I love you though. Okay. There's a difference. So, as a wrap up, it all starts with those seeds. Okay. We got to plant these little seeds. So we got to nurture them. We got to integrate them. We got to transform through this. And eventually it'll come to yield. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow's video, I'm going to be diving deeper into this concept of micro to macro, and I'm going to be kind of revealing some more of the framework that I'm working on. So excited about that. And I'm going to be talking about some of the actions that I'm going to be taking and that I'm going to be working with community members to take and how I aim to go about doing that. So yeah, excited about that. Next Thursday, I'm going to be doing another one of these kind of workshop type situations. Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a coffee at the Tin Rooster. And that's that. Okay, check out the Facebook group. Do your thing. Hey, you're a beautiful human. And keep shining bright and fill the world with your love. I promise you, it'll be worth it. You're going to regret things no matter what you do. Okay? You might as well regret things in a way that doesn't leave you feeling like you wish you could have done more. Okay? Life's going to be hard. It really is. It could be simple. However, it's going to be hard. So pick your hard. There's going to be pain. Pick your pain. Suffering, though, that's optional. And that's where picking your pain and picking what you regret comes into place. So choose your pain and don't choose suffering. Choose to release suffering. Choose to move beyond suffering. Okay. I love you. Talk to you later.